everyone talking about the poll between Trump and Biden, but to me that was more of a funny side part, right? The second that this poll released, this is what I looked for. I was looking for the Ukraine part, Rome. Mm. Everyone's talking about Trump Biden part, but I was like, oh, they did a big poll. Where's the Ukraine question? Because you know it's coming up. Mm-hmm. So NATO in the West is losing the propaganda war on Ukraine. Now, these are stunning numbers, especially considering the massive amount of propaganda that we've been hit with. So since the start of the war in 2022, public opinion has shifted away from supporting the Ukrainians. The current survey found that 41% say the United States is doing too much to help, with only 31% saying it is the right amount and 18% saying too little. Now, this is why it's really bad for Ukrainians, Zelensky, and the neocons, because compare that to where it was last year.
Right.
Literally just this February, that number was at 33%. But compared to last April, that number was at 14% that say the United States was doing too much for Ukraine. So that's a giant flip, fam. They are minus 27 in the polls in a year. That's a massive flip.
It's going to continue to go up when the people get a whiff of who the fuck paying the Ukrainian bills and keeping these people fed well. They got new yachts in our name with our tax dollars. You know, when the people get a whiff of that, they're going to be pissed.
Wait till Americans realize that we're literally funding Nazis in Ukraine, because that's still a thing a lot of people don't know about. Like, I talk to people in real life that they say a whiff of my coverage that, hey, what's going on with the Ukraine thing? And I would tell my cousin, they're like, you know, they're funding literal banderite Nazis in Ukraine, people who literally fought with the Nazis. And people in my real life like, wait, what? And then when they hear that, they immediately turn against it. We had a big get together. I was talking to my cousin about this last weekend, right? So wait until they see the clip of Canadians cheering for literally Ukrainian Nazis. Wait until the propaganda bubble really bursts. Wait until they find this out, Rome. And this is a transition to the last.
I just said this to a lady in my union, and she was like, no, blah blah. I was like, so you want to trust me in my news organization? You want to trust Fox? So what?
Going once. You breaking up, Rome. Well, I think Rome, bro, at least I can't hear him. Rome, if you can hear me, you going in and out. Oh, Jesus. Let's move $100 to Maui victims, as we're literally paying government salaries in Ukraine and keeping the business afloat. And as we have massive starvation problem in the United States, they call it food insecurity, Rome. So the real term is starvation. We have a starvation problem, not food insecurity. So despite that, we throw an untold amount of tons of food away in superstores instead of feeding the people. Yeah. Instead of subsidizing, I think 60 Minutes is like reporting on this as a good thing. They're like, hey, by the way, do you know that our taxpayer money going more than weapons?
And look at this dog. Look at this cute doggy.
Dude, I told you I didn't see this video. I wonder why 60 Minutes was allowed to report on this. But now that I see this video, I think they're saying like, hey, guys, our aid is doing a lot more than you think it's doing. Holy shit, they're turning this into a feel-good story. Even though this is actually a story that's going to enrage people when they find out about it.
Yeah, like I've been reading some of the comments and even the quotes and all this and that, trying to type in the keywords to this and whatnot. I was looking at this earlier when I seen it, and I even seen some Democrats, some Ukraine supporters, people that supports Ukraine, like, all right, this is enough, this is it. Like,
yeah, I've seen that weak NATO left. To your point, Rome, I've seen that weak NATO left defense, like people like I seen Jank say it before, where they were like, yeah, we support arming Ukraine, but it's becoming too much. Only support arming Nazis a few $1 billion. I'm like, all right, how brave of you. But anyway, Roman, anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just saying this the shit that's gonna break the camel's back is gonna turn their key supporters against Ukraine. It's gonna be real lovey-dovey, and then they're gonna turn hostile because it's gonna be okay. Now I'm starting
to get really, really upset. This is why I think this is what I said about it in my tweet. Biden and subsidizing small businesses in Ukraine while they only have 700 for Maui victims. So I actually want to see because this tweet went very viral. Look, a fucking ton of people, 17,000 retweets. Right? So a ton of people seeing this, and it actually got 25,000 likes because, like I said, the liberal establishment is so far gone. They view this story as a good thing. Wow, they actually view this as a good thing. Our friend Steve said, meanwhile, the U.S. has unlimited money for Ukraine. Americans are suffering at home. So as Ukraine, this is us. Music is highly unnecessary here. So let's mute that. This is the United States as we subsidize in Ukraine. And meanwhile, Mike Pence said he don't care about this, bro. That's his message. We don't care about his cities.
Fucked up.
That's why I want to look at my mutuals always have great replies on these. I'll show a few more. And I have one more really, really quick story. Really quick story. I'm covering it because I can't go live tomorrow. And Wednesday I'm covering the debate. So I want to make sure I cover just a few more things before I leave. You see, everyone is everyone's roasting these motherfuckers. The comments is glorious because they saw this. Twitter went nuts. And once again, why should you have pride in paying taxes in the country where your taxes going to war? Right? I want taxes to go to stuff that actually matters. Healthcare, educating our kids, make sure our infrastructure is good. Why would you want to pay taxes in a country where you know it's going to this and going to war?
And it's not going to come back to you.
Democrats are in love with the idea of taxation, but I don't care about taxation until we have real representation. Marxism and socialism is the purest form of democracy. The purest form of democracy. We talking about the dictatorship of the proletariat. When you talk about the dictatorship of the proletariat, when people voting out their best interest, people will inherently take care of the material needs. Right. That's why social and communist countries take care of each other's healthcare because they vote on their interests. That's what we want, right? We don't want the government to reflect the interests of the capitalist and ruling class. That's what we have now. We have anarchy right now where capitalists decide our policy based on who have the most capital, based on what lobbyists have the most money. Anyway,
Cuba just backed up. Cuba back up everything that you just said, because when the people got a chance to even vote, they gave the chance to the people to vote on what they wanted, and they changed their whole damn constitution on it. So, yeah, once the people, say what they want as a collective, I guarantee they're gonna say, "Oh, we want healthcare, we want, gay rights, trans rights, we want, education, whatever the fuck it may be, better education." But yeah, they're not gonna shoot themselves in the foot. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Many of them will, but not the majority.